Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 442 podcast. I'm Azar Mathani, and as always, I am joined by the wonderful Tommy Soddy.
That's me.
And the transcendental Tony O.
Morning, Uzi.
Didn't you miss me, boys?
Transcendental, eh?
That's what I was going to say. I feel like now Uzi just puts trans before any word and just uses it as a compliment. So that's your new technique.
Transcendental is great.
That's what I said. It's a compliment, I know. But like, transcendental, what's next?
Oh, have I done transcendent already?
Yeah, huh?
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. That's a borderline repeat right there.
Yeah.
But hey, away for a week. I'm back now, slightly more tanned. It was raining as soon as I got home.
It's perfect timing.
Definitely upset about it.
Just long enough for us to all forget about Harry Maguire's masterclass, huh? Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure another one will be coming soon. Don't you worry, my friend.
I don't think he's playing again. I think he might.
I brought him on to see out the game the other day. So
yeah, he was.
I'm just saying. I noticed that it took 2 people to replace me. So good to see that. Good to see the appropriate ratio was used.
And they did a great job. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pun-free podcast. Fantastic. Yeah.
That was my one complaint, honestly.
Yeah.
The complaints were flooding in, just from all over.
It's refreshing. Yeah.
Don't worry, dear listeners. Puns are back on the menu.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this first one that you're going to bring. Is it going to draw a laugh from any of us?
Yeah, let's see. I don't know. Maybe I was empty gone for too long. Maybe I've lost the touch, but
yeah, maybe you have.
Didn't land at all.
No,
it landed.
It was
a weak
help
start.
if people knew that I was in Antigua.
I think we should talk about the football now, guys. Because
speaking of weak starts, Liverpool 4, Spurs 3. All I've written down in my notes for this are, why are Spurs like this?
can you imagine, guys, being a Spurs fan? Just put yourself in those shoes. Like, I don't know if I could get up in the morning, It's week in and week out having to deal with stuff like this. And, I'm a Chelsea fan. And you see how bad this season's gone, what I'm saying? But
yeah, I'm saying, this is glass houses right now.
But it's just like, Spurs is just the gift that keeps on giving. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. Like, this is, at this point, I'm getting spoiled here. Because this is just great. What was it, 5-0 to Newcastle in 20 minutes. Now you have Liverpool. They were down 3-0 in, I think it was like 25, 30 minutes
15,
or so. Or was it 15?
Minutes,
yeah, even worse. Like, geez. Hey, I noticed that Lloris did not start this game. He still got that little injury, is still there, right?
Basically, yeah. Hey, the Italians try to tell us it's the history. It's the history of the thoughts.
The history of the thoughts.
Yeah. I don't know what's funny.
But hey, you know what wasn't in the history of Tottenham? Them actually fighting back. Get back to 3-3.
No, that's in the history too. Yeah, they give you hope, and then I mean, I loved Richarlison's moment.
Oh my god!
It was. Have you guys seen Ted Lasso this season?
I have not watched anything from the latest season. Don't you dare spoil a thing. If you spoil a thing, Tony, I will come down to Ottawa and I will hunt you.
I will just say there is a moment where a guy does a celebration, and he takes off his shirt, and he does a celebration. And on his back is him doing the celebration, like a tattoo of him doing the celebration. That's what I saw when Richarlison was doing his thing.
He has a tattoo of his face right on his back, right?
Yeah, it is awesome. I'm just
weird.
like, for that to be taken away from you, like a minute afterwards, is just outstanding. Like, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. He is the unluckiest footballer I've ever seen. It's incredible.
Yeah.
The poor guy finally scored a Premier League goal that wasn't offside.
Yeah.
And it still gets ruined.
It's hilarious. I was gonna say, like you said, like most of his goals he celebrates and they're called back for being offside. And then he finally gets one. He can't even
cry later.
Yes, the cry.
It's brilliant.
The worst part about all his offside goals is he's usually not the one that's offside. He's done everything correctly. It'll be one of his teammates that's fucked it up for him.
He over celebrate. Like the last one, he did it the shush to Antonio Conte when he scored. It's like it's your first goal in months. Anyway, great assist by Moura. I don't know what he's thinking on Jota's goal. That's just it's a great finish, but like, come on.
Do you remember Lucas's last appearance in the Premier League? I think it was 3 weeks back or something like that. He goes in for 10 minutes. He got sent off.
All right, that happened. Jota should have been sent off in this game. The high boots.
Yes, the high boots. That's a red card. It's a red card.
Yeah, 100%. It's a red card. I don't know how he gets away with that, but I am glad he was still on the pitch to score the winner.
Good finish for sure.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every place Spurs go down on the table, maybe a couple of pounds off Harry Kane's transfer fee, maybe.
Yeah. Are they close to getting a coach, or is Ryan Mason going to get the gig full time? Is that what's up?
I there hasn't been much in terms of rumblings on Spurs and on the coaching staff. Like I think the last I read is like they're still maybe kind of like
begging
talking
Nagelsmann?
to Nagelsmann because like he may be interested, but I just don't see him going there, to be honest. But I mean, I haven't heard of any other names being put into that hat yet. So
give it to Tim. Tactics Tim Sherwood. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What's he doing these days?
Yeah. Retread all the hits. Get Vias Bosch back in there.
Yeah, why not?
Bring back what's his name? Harry Redknapp while we're at it. The wheeler dealer.
Those were good times for them. If you're bringing back Roy Hodgson, why not bring back good old Harry? Yeah, get Bill while you're at it.
How far back can we go? Is Martin Yol doing anything?
Martin Yol. Now we're going back.
Juan Ramos.
Now we're going back with bring back Keane up top as our striker. You want to replace Kane, right? So Robbie Keane.
The good old days,
yeah.
I'm sure he'd be pretty keen to relive the glory
Yeah,
days.
I'm sure he would. Yeah.
He's really trying now.
He's really trying too hard, Tony. Yeah.
Hey, in fairness, that one was set up for me. There's no way I would be mentioning Robbie Keane on a podcast.
But going back to Liverpool, they've got 4 wins on the trot now, and they've got themselves in 5th place. So kind of a respectable place in the standings given how their season's gone.
Did you guys see Van Dijk, his wonderful Harry Maguire impression in this game? Well, Jesus Christ,
Tony, I saw that, but I'm not sure if he slips on the turf before cut.
I'm not having it. If we can dunk on Lisandro Martinez for something similar, like it's not. He does slip because he's put himself in a bad position. His footwork is all over the place. Of course he slips. Like, where is he going? Right? You can't sprint like that and not stop before the challenge. He's a mess. Man.
I would like to point out that Harry Maguire would not slip in that situation, mostly because he would not move fast enough to slip.
Nah, I've seen him do that exact same move. Don't worry about it.
Against the weight does not shift quick enough.
What's the guy that Ashley, the Southampton striker? It was Broha. It was Broha that did that to him. Yeah, I remember now. Anyway.
I'm gonna have to sit and think about that because there's so many mistakes of his for me to flip through in my mind that truly I think that one got buried.
I remember it clear as day. Yeah.
How about Ahmed choosing to go to this game to fight Liverpool to see and this what a
friend of the pod Ahmed in the stands for this one, doing a bit of scouting. I would have loved to hear him complain though if Spurs had actually managed to hang on to that draw. Like, that would have been some legendary level Ahmed complaining. But hey, he got a good one out of it. Yeah. Hope his heart survived it.
Nice to see Diaz back on the score sheet as well.
He is.
Yeah. It's his first start.
Yeah.
First start since October or something.
Since the Arsenal game, yeah. So, really good finish. If they invest properly, they could have a good season next year. They've signed pretty good attackers, so
Yeah.
But they
there's a
won't, 'cause
couple
Klopp
of funny
had another striker.
couple of funny things on the touchline. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, but there was one moment when he was bringing on Darwin, and Thiago starts whispering in Darwin's ear, like just I don't know something. And Klopp just looks at like Thiago like, dude, I'm the fucking coach. What are you telling him? It was pretty funny. And then after the Jota goal, of course, Klopp goes to celebrate, pulls his hamstring in the celebration.
Well, he less goes to celebrate. He more charges at the fourth official and pulls his hamstring running at the fourth official.
The stuff he gets away with, he is a prick, man. Like, Klopp, I'm sorry. Like, he gets away with a lot of shit.
You don't have to be sorry about it, Tony. I agree with you.
Yeah. But, anyway. All good. All
entertaining.
good in the football
entertaining
world,
is what that is. That was,
yeah.
for sure. Wonder what Spurs do next week. Let's find out.
Jesus Christ.
Who do they play, actually? That's a good question. Palace. Okay, yeah, that could go any way.
Palace are in a good run of form.
Yeah.
This might end badly for Spurs.
Okay.
Speaking of good runs of form, Man City continue their what now feels like an inevitable march towards the title. Back to the top of the table after beating Fulham 2-1 at Craven Cottage. Julian Alvarez with the winner in this one, just a beauty of his strike.
Bullet.
And Erling Haaland is at 50 goals for the season.
50, eh? That's it. Jeez. I thought he had.
Yeah.
I did more. What a guy.
Well, you
forget that he missed a couple. A couple of games. He missed a couple of games through injury. Otherwise, he might have had 60.
He's gonna get 60.
He's gonna get 60.
Yes, absolutely.
City hasn't lost a game since. Just guess. It was on February 5th. Guess what team beat City last?
Brighton.
Southampton.
Spurs.
Oh yeah, that
Spurs.
did happen.
Right.
Yeah, the last team to beat City. That's crazy. They're in May, man.
I always forget that Spurs have this weird hold over City.
Yeah.
And I don't understand it. It's been going on for 3-4 years now, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, but I think it was Bernardo Silva. I just read something this week. He said, like, yeah, when we play Tottenham, we feel like we are already down. We're already losing. They have a mental thing. I don't get it, but yeah, it's May 1st, and they haven't lost since February 5th. Great. The team is just on fire.
Real Madrid is our last hope.
That's it. Yeah.
All
pretty
we
much.
have left.
Yeah, good goals. I mean, the penalty is crazy. I can't remember who made the challenge now, but
It was Tim Ream.
Yes, it was. Yeah, that makes sense now. But yeah.
Wonder if he got reamed out in the dressing room for that challenge.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, I was waiting for. That's the pun I was waiting for right there. I knew he was going to come up with that one. Set up. They're too easy. They're set up for him too easy.
Got to play myself back into form,
But it was a hell of a goal from Alvarez in this game. Like, peach of a
Why
of a
are
goal.
they allowed to have both Haaland and Alvarez? There has to be some kind of provision, some kind of rule that doesn't allow for this.
Just wait for them.
You
to
can only have
Tony
one
next
elite
season.
striker.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But
And Bellingham.
Oh yeah, don't forget Bellingham's coming for City in the summer as well. Yeah, lovely. But Fulham gave it a go. They got a goal in this game,
Good
and
goal.
it wasn't like a super one-sided affair. I think it was much like their first fixture. I think Fulham kept it close as well.
De Bruyne, he won a penalty at the end of that game. Very much won a penalty for them to win it. Speaking of De Bruyne missing in this game, Pep seems to indicate he doesn't know when he'll be back, but that could just be Pep being Pep with Real Madrid on the horizon. But he'd be a miss for them in the Champions League if he's not available.
Haaland's gonna miss him. All those assists.
Yeah. He's having to resort to penalties now.
Yeah.
Can't get a goal in open play. No hat tricks. Yeah. maybe he doesn't get to 60. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, this is the first.
All right. Now that you've said that, Tony, he's definitely getting it. So thanks for that.
I mean, we've played Haaland twice already, and he scored in both games against us. He can score as many goals as he wants now. I'm good.
It's the first time that City's actually been at the top of the table, and I don't know at the longest time. It's because Arsenal just held that for so long, but 76 points now.
Yeah, they've been on top of the table 14, 15 days. Yeah, very nice. The entire season. We've been up there 250 days. Counts for shit. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
We will get onto that later, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Can't wait.
well, not much else to say about this game, but City do feel inevitable at this point in the season, don't they? Mm-hmm. Every year, they just go on these ridiculous winning streaks.
Yeah, they peak at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good at getting a squad ready for the running. But
It is truly depressing for everyone on this podcast.
I don't think Tommy's depressed. He has no stake in this. He's just
Tommy's got a general depression about.
Well,
it
I tell you,
so he gets lumped in with the
Chelsea haven't played.
I tell you, it's the same thing like last week, Tony. Right? Chelsea didn't play.
Yes, they haven't played in 2 weeks. The guy's he's buzzing. Look at him.
He's right. He's right. Tony's exactly right. Like, if you don't have a game that I had to be depressed about, then that's much better. And at the same time, Spurs being Spurs, it just kind of like leads to for the first time this season, me actually enjoying the football. So, yeah.
So what you're saying is we should be doing a reaction pod for Tuesday's game, just to check in on Tommy.
I can't believe you made me do that reaction video. It's the last thing I wanted to do. It's like I can't.
Hey, you came through with it. I asked for a minute. You gave me 2.5. So
a minute was never enough. Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, it was what.
Let's.
Go on. Yeah, let's move on.
Let's move on to Man United 1, Aston Villa 0. Villa's own little unbeaten streak coming to an end at Old Trafford. Honestly, solid win considering the form Villa were in. I think Villa were up to 5th at one point before kickoff. But torrential downpour for this one, which I'm sure contributed to both teams being a little bit sloppy on the ball. But Bruno Fernandes tapping home a rebound from a Marcus Rashford shot to seal the win. And United continue to be very good at home and very bad away from home. So
yeah, you guys are like two different teams. It's crazy your away record.
It's something we desperately need to figure out for next season.
Like there was a stat that sorry, I was gonna say just a stat that you guys have not got a point against any of the teams that are currently in the top 6 away from home.
Yeah, I believe
we changed that because we drew with Spurs.
Yeah, okay. That's
which
true.
Is frankly embarrassing enough.
Top 6
at this stage of the season.
Oh
Spurs
yeah,
in the top 6.
They're not in the top 6. No. I was gonna say
they are. They're 6th.
They're
6th.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but that was definitely a stat that was a thing before the Spurs game.
I see. Okay.
But honestly, if we keep up our good home form and we do okay away from home, we'll see out the rest of the season. All right, get top 4. And then it's definitely something that needs to be worked on for next season.
Top 4 is pretty much set. The question is if you come 3rd or 4th at this point.
Until it's mathematically sealed, I will celebrate nothing.
Does it matter though, 3rd or 4th? Is that just for like potting or seeding for Champions League? Does it matter?
I don't think anybody
you have to go
cares
through the
about
qualifiers, right? You have to go through the qualifiers for 4th.
No, they're not qualifiers.
I thought 4th goes straight into group stage.
Are they not?
No qualifiers anymore. I haven't been qualifiers for a while.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you see, I haven't had to pay attention to the Champions League.
Yeah.
So I forgot.
You were in it last season. What are you talking about? Yes! Oh, you forget that.
I blotted that out of my memory because the games against Atletico were so bad.
Oh my gosh.
You have to understand, I don't remember anything from last season, and that is by choice, and that is possibly because I drank a lot to get through it.
Okay. That's fair. Don't worry,
Hey,
I'll be back. You'll be back this next season.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. But yeah, I honestly don't have too much to go through in this game. Villa were not as effective as they'd been in recent weeks. They seemed a little bit hesitant to shoot, I thought. They'd get around the box, they'd try to make an extra pass, and the chance would usually be gone. I think De Gea had one save to make off Moreno.
Yep.
Lindelof had a header off the line, but that ended up being offside anyway. And then on the other end, United it was just the touch in the final third letting them down in this case. Like, Villa were playing a really high line. United figured that out quickly. Were playing the correct balls over the top, but it was either skidding away off the pitch or skidding off someone's foot in most cases. And yeah.
Martinez, Emiliano Martinez, he was a mess in the first half, I thought.
There's a lot of giveaways on his end.
Yeah.
And then for the goal as well, like, I understand him not being able to catch that because the ball is it's not a hard shot from Rashford, but it's well placed. But he should be touching that around the post instead of touching it back out.
Yeah, it's poor. It's really poor. He's not been in good form since the World Cup, actually. He's been...
It is possible that he is still drunk from the bender he went on.
Yeah, probably. Anyway.
He's not been in good form, but it hasn't really mattered too much for Villa. They still got the wins leading up to this.
He said he needs to be playing Champions League football next season. So
they gave it a run.
Yeah, he gave it his best shot, but I don't think he's going anywhere. So yeah. Anyway,
let's move on to a team that is in great form, and that's Brighton. 6-0 win against Wolves. Their biggest ever win in the Premier League. Their biggest win in any competition since they were in League 2 in, I think, like 2011.
All those goals, like, most of them came in the first half, right? Like, or is it only 3?
I think 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, Pascal Gross.
They scored them all
Gross
in like
nice.
60 minutes.
It's just... That volley is insane. So like the first 40 minutes they were 4-0 up. I mean, Danny Welbeck, even his finishes were pretty fantastic.
Did you see the finish for Undav's second goal? The little chip?
What's
beauty.
his face? Nunez. What's he doing? Like, why is he coming deep to show last man take the ball off from the keeper? Wolves are... They're a work team.
I mean, they're safe. They're safe.
Oh, they're
right?
safe.
Are they
They're
safe?
I would say they're safe. 37 points.
They've got an 8-point lead on Leicester. They've played one game more.
You know, every time I look at the table, it's like, every time I look at a fixture, like the Wolves game, I'm like, these guys should be relegated. Then I look at the table and they're safe. It's just like
29. They have.
See, the thing with Wolves is they've won 3 of their last 5, which has kind of taken them out of it a bit. Like, they've got a good cushion between them and the relegation zone now.
Yeah.
They have less goals scored than Chelsea. Like, come on. That's embarrassing. But I actually paid attention to my
Hey, the real question is, how have Chelsea only scored 1 more goal than Wolves?
Yeah, well, we're not
Chelsea
asking those
Jesus
questions.
Christ.
Yeah, we're not asking those questions, guys. But I was going to say,
tied on points with Bournemouth, man.
yeah, it's the season to forget. All right, but
Is Chelsea safe?
Yes.
That's the question.
Mathematically, no.
You haven't gone to 40 points yet. I'm just saying. So.
No, this I think this year it's not going to be 40 points. I think once you get to about 37, you're safe this season.
Is that what you're telling
That's
yourself?
the benchmark this year, yeah. But what I was going to say is I actually paid attention to my fantasy for the first time in like a month or so, and I decided to
still playing fantasy.
Yeah, I know. Well, I didn't. I actually stopped because I totally forgot about it.
Some of us are still high up the table.
Because they're still like second place somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah. I added Sully March, and Brighton got 6, and I was like, oh, sick! I'm soaking in the points. He got 1 point. That's why I don't play. That's why I gave up on this game, man.
If it helps, I started Mitoma, who came off the bench for 1 point.
Yeah,
same thing. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of players who did not play this week in my team. I gave up a long time ago.
Talking about the actual football for a second, this is a very rotated Brighton squad. Like Mitoma, McAllister both didn't start, and they're still slapping Wolves around. And they've got games in hand on everyone around them, because they've only played 31. Aston Villa in front of them have played 34. Spurs have played 34. Liverpool have played 33. And these are the teams they're challenging for that fifth spot on the table right now. They're currently 4 points behind Liverpool. I mean, the run for Europa League is very much on for them.
I think they'll be really disappointed if they don't make it this season. They're well placed, and I think they're the best team of the four you mentioned. So, yeah, even just looking at the goals scored column, they've scored the most, conceded the least of all those. No, Liverpool have scored the most, but between themselves, Tottenham and Villa, they should be seeing two of those teams off, I think. So,
hey, they'd have more points if they didn't get robbed at Spurs. What was it, a few weeks back? But yeah, I agree. They feel aggrieved if they don't get any European football next season, given how honestly they've had a good season. So it's deserved.
I am deserved. Sorry.
You really can't help yourself.
I've distracted myself. I've distracted myself.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say.
I thought you were going to say, yeah, they really deserve it. Is that what you're going to say?
No, I said deserved.
Oh.
Come on, Tommy. You need
geez.
to... Look, come work with me for a week. I'll train you up. We'll get you going as well.
I like mine better.
Alright, I forgot my point, so I'm just going to move on.
Yeah, just move on, yeah.
Newcastle 3, Southampton 1. Newcastle tightening their grip on third place. I mean, they were down 1-0 at halftime, but Callum Wilson's in a lovely, lovely patch of form right now. Him and Isak, having both of them in form is very dangerous.
Speaking of Isak, not this game, but did you just see, I think it was midweek, his
crazy,
run?
Man.
Oh,
he's a Henry regen. Like, if he had more power, he'd be a Henry regen. He is silky on the ball, man. Like, the assist, they're talking about the assist for Murphy.
You know, yeah, he didn't even get an assist on that because it hit a, who were they playing on that game? Everton. It hit someone and then went to Murphy. So for that run, he doesn't even get an assist, I think. Anyways.
That can't be right.
That's not correct.
Yeah.
That is absolutely an assist.
He got an assist for it? Okay.
Embarrass the entire Everton defense and then take the assist away from him. That's not on.
He's playing left wing, right? In this game? Or did they go 2 up? I think he was playing left wing in the game. Or maybe he just drifted there.
I think he drifted. I think they only played 2 up.
Yeah. Either way. I think maybe they made an adjustment second half. But he was... No, he was playing on the left of a front three. With Wilson up top. Because Wilson didn't start this game. But he came on to devastating effect. Wilson grabbed 2 goals. Almost had a hat-trick even. One was ruled out for offside. Yeah. They, quite the strike force, those two. And depressingly, it looks like Newcastle are going to be here to stay. So, yeah.
I don't like how smart they're being with their money.
Yeah, it's kind of upsetting, isn't it? It's like the super rich clubs, apart from PSG, because those ones are a basket case. They turns out they're actually really smart too. So, yeah.
On the flip side, Southampton, they look down. They look.
Oh,
they have some players that I like. Lavia, he is fantastic, and he was pretty good in this game. He started the transition for the first goal, for their goal.
Is it Lavia? Bella looks a decent talent as well.
Yeah.
Alcaraz has actually looked very good every time I've seen him.
Yeah.
Except
Suleiman.
Yeah, you were talking about how in this game, like in the Arsenal game, they would just take the lead and then kind of just start to fall back and shut up shop. And I'm not sure why they do that. It never seems to work out for them.
No, it's weird. They were looking really positive in the first half, and it becomes a what we have we hold tactic, and it hasn't worked the entire season, or at least since he's been there. I'm not sure why he keeps thinking this week will be the week, but yeah. At this point, I think they're pretty set to be relegated, which is disappointing for them, but
I mean, when you look through most of their squad, it's not very surprising that they're one of the teams going down. I feel like every season for the last 3 seasons, I've predicted Southampton to go down.
Yeah.
Just based on the strength of squad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's finally happening.
It's finally caught up with them, yeah.
And they didn't even lose 9-0 this season.
Still time.
Still time. Let's move on. Crystal Palace beating West Ham 4-3. Roy's boys do it again, Tony.
Yeah, Ayew does it again.
A fucking Jordan Ayew scoring this game. Instantly upsetting.
Yeah.
Scoring early, too, so I can't even enjoy it.
It was a great finish, Izzy. Like a clinical strike.
No.
Yeah.
No. Are you serious? I can't believe it's happened again. Just very upsetting. Just ruining the entire game for me, and I am willing to move on to the next game.
Mm.
And we're willing to move on from that pun as well.
Well, I'm willing to move on from you, Tommy. we have plenty of guests lined up. I will kick you off. You'll try to log into the Skype call one day and just be blocked.
Yeah. Hey, look, we had two 4-3 games this week, so that doesn't happen very often. Lots of goals, and West Ham. Listen, I thought for sure it's like, yeah, West Ham, they're safe. But then after this loss, I look at it again. I'm like, they're only 5 points above Leicester. Only 5 points, and you can't really say like they're really safe just yet. Even though they had a win a couple of weeks or a couple games back.
They're playing Man City next.
And they have I think they have a tough schedule, right?
They're playing Man United after that. They could lose that. They do have Leicester and Leeds. So
at the end, right at the end, I think is what. But those are going to be you reckon, like you said, they lose to both the Manchesters, and then other teams pick up points in that sort of time frame. Man, West Ham are going to be nervous as hell.
Yeah, I think they're safe, but
they'll probably just make it through on general strength of squad, if nothing else. Also, because a few of the teams around them are in absolute free fall. The next team we'll talk about, Leeds.
Oh my!
Because they lost 4-1 to Bournemouth, and I know they're not in the relegation zone right now, as Tony appears to throw his mouse. What's happening there, Tony?
Let's just move on. Yeah.
Should we? Are you okay?
I'm fine. The mouse is fine. Yeah.
The mouse is fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, he's just trying to demonstrate what Meslier should do with the soccer ball when it comes into his box. That's all.
I mean, the mouse went as far away as the ball did from Meslier, so I don't know if Tony's the right man to coach on this.
I didn't actually see it, but then he just like Meslier then, eh? He can't get it far enough.
Leeds have conceded 67 goals this season. That's the most in the league. That's more than Forest. That's more than Bournemouth, who lost 9-0 at one point.
18 in their past 5.
I tell you,
just a mess.
After this game, first thing I did was look at the table. I couldn't believe they're not in the relegation zone. Honestly, it's extraordinary that they're still a point clear. But both Everton and Leicester have a game in hand on them. They're in trouble because I still don't think Leicester will go down. So, yeah.
I think it's going to be Forest and Leeds that go down.
I don't know how you guys...
Logic would dictate that, but it's... Yeah. that
It's hard to call. Everton gets slapped every other week too. So
I can't even make a prediction. Like, there's honestly Leeds, Forest, Leicester, Everton,
ooh,
all look like they can go down.
guess today's game.
Is Everton Leicester?
Yeah, so that means at least one of them's getting. Well, no, not necessarily, but
No.
they could get a point each.
Yeah,
too.
and they're
But,
not really
I mean,
changing much,
if Leicester get a point,
then they get
go
out
up
of it.
to
Yeah, so it
16.
means at least one of them's
Yeah.
getting out of the relegation.
Oh,
zone.
okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
This
it's a tight
is
call, man.
It
Yeah.
is. And I do think it's between those 5 teams. I don't think anyone from West Ham and up is going down.
I mean, on the flip side of this result, Bournemouth. Who saw this coming
Yeah.
at the start of the season? Bournemouth up to 39 points. They've won 4 of their last 5
They
games.
are a weird ass club, man.
What the
Bournemouth.
fuck? Yeah.
They're a weird ass club.
If you ask me to name their entire starting 11, I don't think I'd be able to do it. And I wouldn't. You might be able to. I don't think I would. And I watch almost every Premier League game in some capacity every week.
The thing is, they've had players that have been there for years. Like Liam Kelly's been there for a long time. Billing's been there for a while. Like
Solanke's been there for a bit too, right?
yeah, Sri Lanka has
How
been
long-
there for a while.
How long has Lerma been there for?
Lerma's been there
He
for.
was excellent.
Yeah, that first goal was
The
ridiculous.
finish on it. Oh.
Oh yeah, nice set, like a layoff kind of finish right to top corner. Yeah, that was beauty.
It was. It's terrible. They watched him just line the shot up. No one went out to press him. It's like, yeah. But when you consider actually the minimal investment they've made in what is essentially a championship, like Adam Smith was playing when what's his face was the coach.
Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe. Yeah, he's been
Yeah.
there for years. Like, he might have been there his entire career. No, not his entire career, but he's been there so long. Like, I can't remember Adam Smith with any other club. Yeah, since 2014, Adam Smith's been there. So, yeah, it's actually a really positive story in that respect, but it makes no sense. That's,
I mean, they've conceded, what was it? I think it's like
62.
62 goals. I think it's more than
No,
that.
64 goals.
Like,
Yeah.
second most in the league, I believe.
And they've not scored that many either.
And yet they're
36.
13th in the table and they're safe from relegation. It's wild, man. That's just wild. It's about winning at the right time against the right teams. Maybe that's it. Hey? Showing up when you have to, and they did. Yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
Absolutely nuts. I mean, another big result near the bottom of the table was Brentford beating Forest 2-1 with a late comeback, an injury time winner, and that is gutting for Forest because for a lot of this game, Forest were on track to like leapfrog Leeds in the table, get up to 33 points, and just take a huge step to safety. Now, I mean, Forest have lost 4 of their last 5, and it's starting to get dicey. There's not that many games left. They're still out of the relegation zone, but
Won't be after
that's
today.
going to change today.
Yep.
That's going to change today.
Do you know who
And
they?
I don't know. They give me a vibe of once they fall in, they're not coming back out. They've only got 30 goals scored this season.
Which is nuts with the amount of investment they made in that squad. They play Southampton next week. That has to be a win.
Yeah.
Has to be a win.
Has to.
Yeah. And I don't know, with Southampton, you just never know. But they don't look like a team that. The issue we've been talking about all season is still the case. They're just not gelling as a team. They've relied too heavily on Gibbs White to bail them out of trouble this season.
And Navas now to bail
And
them out.
Navas and what's the boy up front?
They've had 3 guys: Brennan Johnson,
Brennan
Gibbs
Johnson,
White, and
yeah.
Navas.
And
They've been. It's all on those 3. If Forest survive, it's because those 3 are going to be playing out of their minds. Otherwise, they're not surviving.
yeah, we'll see. But I think you're probably right. If they get drawn, like if they fall into that spot, which they have basically at this point, it's gonna be tough for them to get out. So,
But they they're like bottom 3 in terms of bottom 4 in terms of goals scored. I forgot to look at Wolves, always there.
Wolves, yeah.
Just I will say they have scored as many goals as Chelsea.
Who they play in a couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah, I mean they only have 4 games.
Huge relegation battle right there.
Yeah.
We're gonna test Tommy's theory if 37 points is the cutoff.
Yeah. I think it is, honestly. I think that's, if you get there, you're gonna be good. So, but they.
You have to think that.
Yeah.
I mean, enough talk of the relegation battle for now. Midweek, Arsenal versus City. I mean, we got your I was gonna say 1 minute reaction video. We got your 2 minute reaction video out of it, Tony. Let's talk a little bit about the game, because that was such a wet fart of a game.
Yeah, what did I say? I said death by holding, right? Yeah. I don't know, man. Sometimes Arteta, it feels like he given up mentally before the game for me. You can't do nothing, and it felt like he did nothing before the game. What is the point of playing the same system that has not given you a win in your last 3 games, and you've conceded 2 at Liverpool, 2 at West Ham, 3 at against Southampton? That's 7 goals in 3 games, and then you want to go up against a T-Rex and freaking De Bruyne. It's like, come on, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, City. I think the big thing with City now.
I have to latch on to this T-Rex comment, because I assume you're referring to Holland. And are you trying to insinuate that Holland's vision is based on movement? So if everyone hypothetically stands perfectly still, Erling Haaland would get very confused and just walk away.
Probably, yeah. I think if De Bruyne wasn't running off him so much, it might have been easier to contain. But look, City are like this version of Pep. I don't think I've actually seen it before. They're a long ball team now. Like that.
They're actually they're playing with it. He's learned how to use Haaland.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I think someone said City, they didn't have they had the humility to go long. Like in the past, they've been very proud in the way they've approached games, going short, playing these short passes, false nines coming in. Like I think if last season's version of City were in the title race this season, I'm not sure they would have won. But they have they have a generational striker up front, and they have a generational midfielder. Like, I think after the last game, I was finally able to articulate why I've just not been invested in the title race this season. We're not the best team, and every time that I've been invested in Arsenal winning the title, we've been arguably the best team. You know what I mean? It would feel off if Arsenal won the league this season, because don't get me wrong, I'd celebrate it, but it's like, you're not the best team. You know what I mean? Like when Liverpool won the league, which apparently did happen.
You have no proof that
it happened. Yeah, who knows?
I don't think that happened.
You look at their lineup. Virgil van Dijk was the best center back in the world. Alisson, arguably the best goalkeeper. Salah, best right winger. Mane, a mentality monster, right? Fabinho was a really good holding midfielder. Gini Wijnaldum, fantastic player. Henderson, they were City's equal. So when they played City, they could beat them. You know what I mean? I just can't see our Arsenal beating City in a game, in a matchup. So, yeah, it's frustrating. But it's our responsibility to make sure City have to work for this title. You know what I mean? I want us to try and get 90 points. And if City get 94 points, what can you do? You know what I mean? What we can't do is go out with a whipper. We're playing Chelsea tomorrow or today when this comes out.
It's more the Newcastle game that you're probably not the toughest one. Because if you play the same lineup that you did against City, against Newcastle, I think the way Newcastle is playing, it might be the same sort of result.
Maybe. Newcastle are easier to get at. Newcastle don't have a striker that is as difficult to contain as Haaland. You know what I mean? Like, Haaland's just a cheat code on his own. And having him at De Bruyne.
Well, you're gonna have to deal with De Bruyne either.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Like Bruno Guimaraes is a fantastic midfielder, but he's not Kevin De Bruyne.
No, I mean that first goal. Jesus Christ! It looks bad on Ramsdale, but no one else in the league is doing that. You know what I mean? No one is placing the ball at the keeper's near post from outside the box like that, and he does it so consistent. 50 goals and assists against the top 4 alone. The top 6 teams alone for De Bruyne since he joined Man City. Like, there are midfielders, lots of good ones, who don't get 50 goals and assists in their entire Premier League career, you know? Like, he's crazy good. But
he is one of the greats.
Yeah. It could be getting that treble, is he? Yeah.
Stuff for a lot. We don't say these kinds of things on this podcast.
Oh no, you
don't speak these into existence.
United have the opportunity to stop that from happening.
Brother, we're going to
get
slapped.
FA Cup. Okay.
Unless we can move the FA Cup to Old Trafford, we are going to get slapped.
No, maybe if De Bruyne is not fit, there's a chance.
Even then, man, if Martinez and Varane still out, putting Erling Haaland in there.
Are they out for is Varane out for the season? I know Martinez might be, but
Martinez
is
for sure,
out for the season.
Yeah.
Varane's he might be able to make it back for the last couple of game weeks, but is unsure right now.
You don't want him coming back for
man,
that final. You want him back before, yeah.
No. Yeah, we want him back a couple of weeks before that final. But I'm telling you, man, Sevilla placed a curse on us in that game. It's fucking Europa League Sevilla curse. Like, some voodoo shit going on there. Yeah. Let's talk this Arsenal-Chelsea game that's coming up. Tommy, are you okay?
He's buzzing. Did you forget?
Yeah.
He hasn't seen Chelsea play in 2 weeks.
I'm not planning on watching Chelsea play the rest of the season. So season's over. Season's over.
You do a football podcast. You need to watch your own team play.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Because if you don't watch Chelsea play, that means I have to watch Chelsea play. And I don't want to watch Chelsea play.
But it's like, if you guys think there's going to be anything from Chelsea, come on, listen. Chelsea have called the season over. Mount's done for the season. Reece James is done for the season. Koulibaly is done for the season.
But you have such a big squad; they should be so easy to replace.
Isn't Malo like you signed Malo, right? So did that not happen? I can't remember. The Lyon fullback.
They signed Malo Gusto, but I think he's coming in the summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, Malo Gusto. Yeah. Summer. I think the only good news is
Tommy, you forgot that you signed him, didn't you?
Well, when he said Malo, I was like, Malo, but Gusto. I need the full name sometimes.
Malo
you know what
Gusto,
I mean?
Yeah. Tommy forgot that they signed him.
But the only good news is I think Cucurella might be injured. So
you can't say that.
Yeah.
you can't say that about your own player, man.
Yes, you can. Wait, hold on. If a player is shit and he's injured, then you can say good news.
You can't say that.
Okay. Yes, you
That's
can.
not right. Come
Tony,
on.
You have said the same stuff about...
A sense of decorum,
about
Tommy.
who?
A sense of decorum.
About the only player I could say that for is Mustafi. And that's...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Mustafi was a different case. Like, You
wouldn't say the same thing about Maguire there, is there?
No, I never wanted to be injured. I just want him to be dropped.
I'm pretty sure I've heard you guys say... Anyways... Besides the point, whatever. We're not going to win this game. We're not going to play this game. Arsenal's going to win. I'm going to say it's going to be 2-0 Arsenal. We might give a little bit of a fight, here or there. A chance is going to fall to Conte, who's going to miss, and then Martinelli and Odegaard will get a goal each, and it's over.
It's always such disrespect about Conte. He's been your best attacker over the last month.
He has, and all the chances fall to him, and then he's missed his glorious opportunity because we have no one that can score. It is what it is.
I think Arsenal need a win, so I hope they do. I am kind of worried about this game and the rest of the season. And we could peter out. I mean, Tommy, we drew with last place Southampton. We conceded 3 at home.
Southampton beat us, by the way. Just to tell you that. There you go. See, all of Tony's worries are gone now. He's like, oh yeah.
All right, I'm gonna predict. You know what? I'll join in on that, Tommy. I'll predict 2-0 to Arsenal in that case.
See.
Fucking hell.
I'm not predicting any more Arsenal wins this season. The optimism is not working. So yeah.
As long as you give City a nice little bump, like a nice little run into the end of the season.
Yeah, that's what I don't want them to just walk to the title and this is Liverpool's fault, man. Should have won the league last year. They were the best team. Yeah. Anyway, fuck it. I'll say 2-1 Arsenal. Yeah.
Go from not going to predict any more Arsenal.
Yeah, we've already lost the title. Like, what do I have to lose? Might as well lose some more games. 2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah,
why not?
Might as well. Yeah. Might as well. I mean, that's bold that you predicted Chelsea to score a goal.
Yeah, that's a tough.
I will give you that. That's.
Oh, Tony, dude, how many? Who's the? Wait,
you know what? Rob Holding does give him away.
Rob Holding own goal. Okay, that's.
Yeah, Felix will score. Or Havertz. One of those two will score. Probably first, because Arsenal don't start well at the Emirates. I'm more interested. I'll be honest. I'm more interested in Arsenal women. They're mentality monsters. They have their 4 best players injured, and they're still grinding away results. Leah Williamson picked up an ACL injury in a game that she shouldn't have been scheduled when it was against Man United. And now she's out of the World Cup. Or is it? Yeah, the World Cup in the summer, which, well done, England. Keep screwing over your players. So, yeah.
If we're talking the women's teams, United women are currently top of the WSL.
You ain't gonna win, bro. It's Chelsea. Don't worry about it.
No. Let me dream. Let me hope. Yeah, Chelsea have like three games in hand.
Yeah.
And they just got.
I'm trying not to look at that, man.
They just got knocked out. They lost to Barca in the Champions League, so it's all in on the league for them for sure.
Yeah. What's her name? Alexia. No. What's her name? The Barcelona striker, the current FIFA World Player of the Year.
You had it. You had it, yeah.
Alexia Musialas, right? Yeah, Alexia Musialas. She came back against Chelsea.
Yeah. After a year out, yeah.
Yeah, after her own ACL injury. So even if we got past Wolfsburg, who are superpowers in their own right in the women's game, we still have them to contend with. So that's fun. But I back them more than I back the men. They're stronger mentally. So yeah. Tune in to that in the zone. It's on Monday, which the result would have come out, so never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just why we don't have advertisers, because we completely fuck it up anyway. Gents, do we want to venture a quick prediction for the Everton-Leicester game that's happening on Monday?
I have no idea how that's going to play out.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But you know what? We also put one in. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a draw. Wait, who's at home for this one? Is it Leicester at home? Yeah, it is.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 1-1. I'm calling it 1-1 this one.
1-1.
Tell you what.
2-1 Leicester. Oh, sorry, 2-1 Leicester.
No, you're good. Yeah, I think I'm leaning Leicester as well, just because they're at home. And because I'm leaning Leicester, yeah, I'm going to go 3-2 Leicester.
I tell you what, Calvert-Lewin's fit.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a wrinkle.
Yeah.
I'll stick with 3-2 Leicester.
He's fit, but
I just changed my mind, by the way. I'm going 2-1 Calvert-Lewin.
2-1 Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah. 2 goals from set pieces.
Sean Dyche does love a big boy up top.
Yeah.
But, well, I think that just about covers everything we had to talk about today. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 442. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for joining me, Tommy.
All right, cheers, guys. Pleasure as always.
Thank you for joining me, Tony.
It was Alexia Putellas, not whatever I was saying. Yeah, Putellas.
Yeah, I was trying to say Putellas.
Yeah.
And then you just went like, nope, I'm going with I don't know what you even said.
I was thinking of Musiala for some reason, but yeah. Putes. Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff, boys. Enjoy the chat.
Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.